COVID-19 virus has been around in the U.S. since early March, at least known to be around. It's been speculated it's been around since well before that. But a recent article from the Scientist magazine indicates that the infectivity of that virus is greatest within about a week of its infection starting in a patient. So that means that there is some infectivity before the symptoms show. Symptoms will show in about 5 days post-exposure. Most people don't know really when they're exposed first, but sometimes they can track it back. Press releases from Pfizer and their partners BioNTech were stating that they had a high success rate with their candidate vaccine. Clinical trials had gone into the third phase. They said it was greater than 90% effective among those people who had been vaccinated. Shortly thereafter, we had Moderna coming in saying their vaccine was over 94%, and promptly Pfizer corrected themselves to say it was 95% for their vaccine. And as would be expected after press releases, the Pfizer submission for an emergency use authorization was filed at FDA. First step in that is to make sure that the electronically submitted data are readable and in a format that can be analyzed. The next step is to analyze that data and to see if it's ready for an emergency use authorization. Other vaccines are coming along too, but it would be important to mention how different the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are to the others, as well as different between themselves. The Pfizer vaccine presents an unusual challenge in that it has to be kept frozen, and it's going to be shipped on dry ice. Dry ice is, of course, minus 80 degrees centigrade, which is about minus 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's very cold. It's necessary to keep the messenger RNA component, which is really the effective component of the vaccine, keep it stable. This messenger RNA is packed in a lipid envelope, or a liposome, you might call it. And when it's taken into the white cells that will pick it up, it's going to be coaxing them with that RNA to make proteins that will render the immune system effective against the SARS-CoV-2. Now, we've also got the Moderna vaccine coming out, which is very similar, but for whatever reason, it's more stable at the warmer temperatures. This is a good thing for distribution. It will make it easier to package and sell. AstraZeneca has produced a press release describing their new vaccine, which uses a more traditional type of vaccine platform or technology. In their case, they're using a weakened virus that's similar but not the coronavirus, and it's an adenovirus. Most adenoviruses are known for causing a mild common cold symptom. This one is different in that the virus is grown on chimpanzee cells, and it's been modified genetically to have the SARS-CoV-2 protein spike, or receptor binding protein, exhibited on the cell of the virus. So when that platform is used, the virus is injected into the patient. The patient has the virus for a brief time because it can't produce an infection and it won't grow well. So it's gradually eliminated, but in the process of eliminating the virus, your immune system develops antibodies to neutralize that spike protein. So if you are exposed to the COVID-19 virus, what will happen is your immune system will have antibodies ready to block its infectivity. Now, generally, we've been finding that people with an infection are immune for at least 6 months. Now, we don't know quite yet how long the immunity with the vaccines will last. So that's to be learned, and that will be something we'll be following in later episodes. In this pandemic, It's only been around for a few months, and the studies have been ongoing for very few months. So we don't know how long these vaccines will be effective. So if you take the shot now, you may have 6 months of protection. You may have longer. Probably this vaccine will need to be dosed at least once a year. Maybe during the pandemic, you'll have to be dosed again. Now, some of these vaccines require 2 initial doses to provide protection. In 6 months, you may need to repeat that. This would be necessary because not everybody is going to get the vaccine and not everybody is going to get it at the same time. So the virus will remain in the community until we have a general sense of immunity across the entire nation or area that you're living in. That vaccine is going to be essential to control the infection and keep everyone well.
Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we post new updates. You can also follow us on social media under Eagle Analytical.